Time now for The Clash. Now, as I have already said in my digest, the Duke and Duchess of Delusion's new Netflix show is every bit an act of treachery against not only their own flesh and blood, but the institution of the monarchy and the United Kingdom as a whole. So after making it brutally clear they don't want anything to do with the royals, should Harry and Meghan be stripped of their titles? Send me your thoughts to dan@gbnews.uk, tweet me at gbnews. And we'll bring you the results shortly. But duking it out now, I'm joined by the royal commentator and broadcaster Denise Headley, the socialite and aristocrat Lady Victoria Hervey, and the Conservative MP Bob Seely, who we can tell you, breaking tonight, is preparing to table a bill to strip Harry and Meghan of their Duke and Duchess status. So, Bob, this is breaking news. What can you tell us?
Well, there's a couple of bills, Dan, that are going to be doing the rounds. To be fair to Rachel McCaskill, Labour MP for York, she's already bringing forward a bill that was aimed at actually stripping Prince Andrew of his title.
Yes, because they don't want him to be the Duke of York, right?
I've been working with the Public Bill Office to look at other alternatives, just in case Rachel's doesn't go through. And what we found is a reasonably obscure 1917 bill called the Royal Titles Bill, and we're going to bring in potentially an amendment to that. And that bill was brought in 1917 to strip various aristocrats in this country, or members of the royal family, who were siding with the Germans in World War I. So we're going to bring in an amendment, a very simple amendment to that Titles Deprivation Bill 1917, I think it's its accurate name, in order to allow the Privy Council to vote to strip various members of the royal family of their titles, should they wish. And clearly, look, if the Duke and Duchess of Sussex hate this country so much, hate the institutions, hate the monarchy, then either they should be giving up the titles themselves, or frankly, we should be helping them to do that.
Well, I think this is a brilliant bill. Great idea. Lady Victoria Hervey, surely the titles have to go.
Yeah, I mean, for me, it's a bit of both here. It's like, obviously, like, you know, is this treasonous, what they're doing? We all think the second part of this Netflix series is probably going to be the worst.
Oh, yeah.
Everything they've done is bad-mouthing the monarchy, so it does seem like they don't want anything to do with it. I mean, is this like a Wallace Simpson situation where they're just completely departing? I think it's sad for the children, for Harry's children, when they grow up. You know, maybe they won't be getting the titles that they should have had. I think we should just wait and see what happens next week. But obviously, you know, let's watch this space.
It's going to be worse, I think. It's going to be worse.
I mean, he's going to regret it.
Of course he is.
He's going to come out of this cloud that he's under, like this spell that he's under with Meghan. It has to end at some point.
Yeah, but it'll be too late then. Denise Headley, I believe you're opposed to Bob Seely's bill to strip these two of their titles?
What a complete waste of parliamentary time. I would suggest that we spend a bit more time looking at the cost of living crisis if Mr. Seely's got time to table bills. How about one where we bring back the £20 uplift for universal credit? I think that would be a better use of parliamentary time. So no, I'm not in agreement with Mr. Seely's proposal. And I also think the suggestion that they should be stripped of their titles is based on what exactly?
Well,
Can somebody tell me an evidence?
They're trying to bring down. They're trying to bring down the very institution that they're a
They hate
part
this
of.
country and are trashing its institutions.
Right, well, yeah, they don't seem to want to have anything to do with this country. I think that's what the point Dan is saying, is that they basically make all their money. They make all their money.
What's your evidence for that, Lady V?
This country. That's what they do. So why should they have?
What's the evidence based on your assertion?
Oh, God. Watching all their programmes and everything they've said for the last couple of years.
Like, when has she ever said anything positive? Look, she knew what she was signing up for. She stalked him for quite a while.
With the Duchess of Sussex, because you're speaking quite categorically of what she knew.
Well, Denise, have you watched the 3 hours?
I know people that knew her way before Harry.
Okay, so Denise, having watched the 3 hours, you must see that they don't want to be part of the royal family either.
I think what's clear to me was a number of things. One, this was an excellent piece of television. I think it was very well crafted.
I agree with that.
I also think in terms of them speaking their own truth through their mouth without the white gaze, ratifying what they're supposed to do.
Don't throw the racist card.
Denise, can you explain what you mean by that?
I will. Just let me finish my point. Ratifying the understanding of what they should and should be like That just didn't happen. What this was for me was an excellent opportunity to hear directly from Harry and Meghan what their lived experience was.
Okay.
And I
but what do you mean by the white gaze? I mean, that feels a bit racist to me.
That sounds like you're very racist to white people.
Well, let me explain something for you. I don't know if you're familiar with the author Toni Morrison. And Toni Morrison coined the term the white gaze about the value of Black life only being and having meaning and depth as and when the white gaze, culture, economy, power began to give it meaning.
Right.
And I'm pointing out to you that the critique of the
I
media
think this is a bit of a red herring, to be honest.
Okay, Denise, let Bob respond. Let Bob respond.
I think we're just going down a little bit.
Let's cut it.
Denise and Lady V, let Bob respond.
Sorry.
No, I just think generally, like, there's, the way she talks is a lot of Black people are really racist against white people.
Okay, and Bob Seeley, what's your response?
Can I just say, I think...
And Meghan, she plays on that all the time. She's not even... I'm darker than she is. Like, she's more white than...
Bob Seeley?
I think, look, let's park the racism stuff because I think this is just a really divisive argument. There's a simple truth here, not their truth, but the truth, objectively. They trash the monarchy. It's an important institution in our country. If they don't want to be part of the monarchy, they should give up the titles themselves. Please let me finish the point, and please don't talk over people all the time. If we want to help them, either they can give up their titles themselves, or that we can take their titles by an act of Parliament. Because if they hate the monarchy and they hate the institutions of this country, then they shouldn't be part of it.
And Lady V, you must accept, of course, though, that Meghan does have a Black mother, Doria, and she spoke in the documentary for the first time.
Everything to do with this country so much, then stop calling herself, you know, with a title. I mean, I know people still call her Meghan Markle anyway.
I totally agree with that.
But don't just profit from dragging the royal family down. Like, just go away. Like, go live on an island somewhere, and just so we don't have to even see them again.
Everybody has the right to make a living. I'm sorry that the way that they're making their living perturbs you.
No, but they said they were going away from the public eye and the media.
The big problem we've got...
They went away from the public eye and the media.
And the big problem that we've got is they retain the titles. And I think what Bob Seeley is doing, I give it my full throttled endorsement. This has to happen. So push on with it, Bob, please, and keep us posted. But thank you so much all for a fascinating debate. That is the commentator and broadcaster Denise Headley, the socialite and aristocrat Lady Victoria Hervey, and the Conservative MP Bob Seeley. So who do you agree with? Should Harry and Meghan be stripped of their titles?